Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I had to come on and and talk about Jeff Bridges. Um, I do count it robbery not to say something. Um, Jeff, I met Jeff back in probably the early 90s when my mom lived on Martin Luther King Drive in Nashville, Georgia. She had a mobile home that sat beside the road, Martin Luther King, and Jeff lived in the little white house across the street from my mama. And at first, Jeff couldn't stand me, and I couldn't stand him. I used to always say, "Look at old nosy boy over there on that porch. Every time you come out the house, he's sitting over there looking." And then he used to say, "Look at that old shit-talking girl right there. Every time you see her, she talking shit." Well, eventually, I forgot what struck up the conversation. Maybe it was something going on, and you know how you wanna be nosy, so you go to the person you know that know everything. Well, you better believe Jeff knew everything and everybody. So, uh, we started talking from there. Me, JJ, and my cousin Tasha, we used to hang at Jeff's house all the time. So one particular day we were over at Jeff's house, and he played an instrumental, and I just started rapping. I started making up lyrics, and he was like, "You must think you can rap or something." I'm like, "Man, I'll kill that beat." He told me, "Oh, don't say that now, cause I'll turn the microphone on." I said, "Well, I tell you what, you put that beat on loop, give me about 15 minutes, and I have a song wrote." So in the process of me saying that, um, JJ, she was like, "I can rap too," and my cousin Tasha, she was like, "Well, I'll be the hype girl." So me and JJ, we were writing the song, and we wrote the lyrics. JJ wrote her verse, I wrote my verses. I wrote two verses. And for some reason, JJ just could not rap her verse. We ended up recording the whole song. The song was called I Know You Want Your Man. But I ended up recording the song with Jeff. From that point on, I decided I was going to be a rapper. And I would go to Jeff's house every other day, recording. Jeff never charged us one penny to record at his house. Jeff was the type of person, if he liked you, you could get anything he got. But if he didn't like you, you better believe you knew he didn't like you, and you better believe he made it known. You'll come up to his house, he'll tell you straight up, "What you coming up to my house for? You know I don't fool with you." And so years go by. I move here, there, different places, living my life. Every time I come back to Nashville, I will always, excuse me, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm sleeping. I would always go by Jeff's house. For one, that's where all the juicy news would be. For two, you know you have to have that one person you run to, you tell all your business to, knowing they're gonna go tell everybody. But Jeff was the person, when I be pissed off or mad, I'll run over there to Jeff's house and I'll tell Jeff all my business. Like, "Don't tell nobody." Shh, okay. As soon as you walk out the door, the next person pull up. "You heard about Cyllity?" That's what my grandma always said. Don't never tell nobody your business that you don't want repeated. Anyway, people used to always try to accuse me of Jeff and Jeff of me. Jeff ain't never in his life ever tried me. I ain't never in my life tried him. We were just cool. I like hanging with guys. Females, too much drama, man. I don't have time for it. And the way I was set up back then, my attitude, I'll be ready to fight. So the best thing for me to do back then, I'm not the same person I used to be, but back then, man, I wasn't taking no smoke from nobody. I mean, if you wanted smoke, I gave you smoke, but I wasn't taking no smoke from nobody. But anyway, we used to sit on that porch and laugh. People ride by, we pick on everybody. When I say pick on everybody, not literally pick on everybody, but we used to make jokes about people. And I remember when Jeff first started getting sick, he never, he real secretive. He was real secretive. He was like, I need to hold your car to go to the, no, he didn't know, let me rephrase. Jeff never asked anybody for anything, and you better believe if he asked you for something, it was very serious, it was dire need. Jeff, he had too much pride. Jeff would never ask nobody for nothing. But anyway, Jeff was at the point where he was going back and forth to the doctor, and this particular day, he was talking about he needed a ride over there to the doctor. So me, at that time, I had that Charger, that black Charger, and I was like, you could drive my car. And he looked, he said, drive your car? I said, yeah, you could drive my car. You trust me to drive your car? That's what he say. I say, man, this ain't no material stuff, man. You can drive that car, man. What time you need the car? So he told me what time it was. I had my mama to pick me up, drop the car off. Matter of fact, I think my mom had done passed then, so I don't forget who I had to come pick me up. I think Mercedes may have picked me up in my mama truck, because I had my mama truck at the time too. So anyway, he went on to the doctor, whatever, took care of his little business. He come back and he wouldn't tell you everything, but he was like, yeah, I got to start taking all this medicine. And I was like, well, if your ass want to live, you better take it. And then he's like, I don't like taking medicine. I say, well, again, if your ass want to live, you better start taking it. So anyway, I moved to Florida. I got married, and well, actually, I moved to Florida. I was engaged, but I had got word that Jeff was sick and that he was in Lakeland and he was in a nursing home. So me and my fiance, which is my husband now, we came all the way from Florida, went to Lakeland to the nursing home. And when we walked in the room, they hadn't shaved Jeff, and he had hair all on his face. He had a little afro, and it was all like salt and pepper. It was gray and black. And when I walked in, he was asleep, and I looked at my old man. I said, I think that's him. I said, favor him, but I don't want to wake that person up because I don't know if that's him or not. And Jeff opened up his eyes. He said, what you doing? Listen. I said, yeah, that's his ass. I said, boy, what you doing in this damn nursing home, man? Jeff say, man, they put me in here. I said, who the hell put you in the nursing home? He told them folks put me in here. So he had me and my old man running back and forth to the daggone store. We go to the store, we got some candy. And he's like, I don't think that's going to be enough. So we go back to the store. By that time, my old man get irritated because we back and forth to the store. So anyway, Jeff was like, I need a big favor. And now Jeff don't never ask nobody for nothing now. So I say, what you need, Jeff? I say, it can't be much. So he gonna say, yeah, this is pretty serious. I say, what you need? I need you to come tell these people that you gonna be taking care of me so I can get out of the nursing home. I looked at my old man. I said, so what you gonna do, Jeff? Jeff said, I'm going home. You just come over here next weekend and you just tell the people. Matter of fact, let me call the lady in here now. So he hit the little button, the lady come in. He like, this my sister right here. She gonna be taking care of me. So the lady was like, "You gonna be taking care of?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll be taking care of." She's like, "So when you want to check him out?" I said, "Well, it'll be next week." So that next week, me and my husband, fiance at the time, my husband now, we went back to Lakeland. We picked Jeff up. I had a little Nissan, and I gave that car to Jeff. Let him use the car to get around, especially fresh out of the nursing home. You got to build your strength up and everything. You can't be walking around. But anyway, a lot of people don't know. Um, Jeff, Jeff was the type of person. This man opened up his house to dang near anybody that wanted to come sit on the porch or even come chill at his house. Jeff had more company at his house than I ever seen growing up. He used to have a house full of people. I mean, it was like you just see the type of man he was. People from all out of town, different little surrounding counties, would drive way to Jeff's house just sit on the porch with Jeff. I don't care what nobody say. Jeff was a good guy. A lot of people didn't understand Jeff. Jeff had his own little ways, and one thing about it, he didn't care what nobody think about him, and he definitely did not try to change to fit into somebody else's circle. So if you dealt with Jeff, you had to accept him the way he was. And the only thing I can say is Jeff will be missed. He will be missed dearly. I'm talking about every time I go to Nashville, I'll ride by the little house that he was staying in last. And I was like, well, he shot up in the house. I ain't going to stop over there. And I keep going. But last Sunday, he was on my mind, and I was down in Georgia, in Nashville, and I rolled by, and I was like, I wonder what Jeff doing. Had no idea he was in hospice. Had no idea that they had called in his family and everything. And I was like, I wonder what Jeff doing. I was stopping and holler at him. But I ended up riding on because I was in my dad's truck at that time, and I was waiting on my car to get fixed, so I didn't stop. But this is what I gotta say. Jeff opened up his studio to a lot of local artists in Nashville. A lot of artists who believed that they had what it takes to make it in the rap game. All you had to do was go over there and tell Jeff, hey man, I got a song I want to record. He didn't charge one penny for you to record in his house. He enjoyed what he do. And Criticize Records is the name of his record label. And as long as I live, I will always, always keep Criticized Records alive. Every time I do anything, I will shout out Criticized Records, because that was Jeff's record label that he created, and he had a strong belief that his record label was gonna be worldwide. I remember telling him when I was rapping and my music was on the radio, I say, boy Jeff, if I ever make it big, I say, I'm gonna pull up in a limo, I say, and I'm gonna give you all brand new studio equipment to go in your house. And he was telling me something, yeah, I'm gonna wait on it. You know you're a lie now. And I was like, man, what I'm gonna lie about that for? I said, if I'm a millionaire, why wouldn't I pull up here and load you up with new studio equipment? He told me, I'll see that when I believe it. Listen, I didn't get a chance to bring you studio equipment because you have gone on, unfortunately. But my music career, it will not stop. I may not rap in the future. I may rap in the future. I don't know. But right now I'm focusing on gospel, doing my gospel album. And you better believe I will be shouting out Criticized Records on my album when I release it. I just had to come on here and say that Jeff Bridges will be missed. That guy was one of a kind, and it's real heartbreaking that he's gone, but that's something that we all have to do. It's never good to hear about a close friend going on. It's never good, but we have to keep them in our hearts and know that we love them, but God love them best. I just had to come on and tell y'all that you better spend time with people while you can, because when they gone, ain't nothing you can do about it. And going standing up at a grave site, that ain't nothing nice. I'm telling you, I've had my share of standing beside grave sites. So go visit people while they're alive, and y'all have a good day, and just know that Jeff Bridges was a one-of-a-kind great guy, and he will be missed. God bless.